To our next interviews with the speaker for the Magnetic Business Conference. Thanks for joining us. Today we're going to be talking to Joe, otherwise known as Joe the Transformer. Joe's been a long-time friend of mine and has an amazing story to tell, which he's going to tell us at the conference on the 1st and 2nd of October. If you want to check out the other speakers, go to magneticbusiness.co.uk. Find out all about it there. But for now, let me introduce Joe. Joe, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning, Carol, and thank you very much for sharing your time with me. Fantastic.
Good morning, Joe. So can you explain to the listeners exactly what it is that you do and how you became known as the Transformer?
Yeah, sure. Well, what I do is I transform people's lives, hence the name, which I worked on with Sammy and Miles, who are the branding specialists, who are speaking on the same stage on your 2-day event, so that's fantastic. So the way I transform people's lives, let's say, for instance, you were fortunate enough to win the lottery, for instance, and usually speaking, the majority of times you'd probably go bust after about a year, maybe 2 years at a stretch. And that's because pretty much all of them, without exception, have not got the mindset to handle the money. You see, because if you're working with a mentality that you're only dealing with a salary of, say, 30, 40, 50, 60,000 pounds a year, and then all of a sudden just goes into your bank account 1, 2 or 3 million, that's a massive mind shift. And I remember a mentor of mine said to me once, said, well, anything you earn cannot be taken away from you. Anything that is given to you can. And the moral of that story, because I examined that and I thought, well, that's a bit strange. What does it actually mean? And I sat down and I gave it a lot of thought. And you see, the thing is that when you've worked hard and toiled and gone through the pain of learning how to deal with finance challenges and so on and so forth, the mindset changes, which allows you to deal much better with money and challenges and everything that goes with it, because you've gone through a journey. When you just get the money straight away, there's no journey taking place. You've just gone from A to B, and that is like a quantum leap. More quantum leaps are involved. Quite often, the mind's not ready. So what I do is I work with the mind to change it, and you know, a decision, once you've made a decision, it's done as quickly as that, and the mind can be changed as quickly as that as well. So there are techniques, processes and systems that allow me to take someone from A to B very quickly and shift the mind. And then I also look at the health regime and the nutrition, and then the wealth, because the wealth is the final part of the equation, really, because firstly you need to get the mind right. And for me, it's been a massive journey. I was in the military. I joined the military in '81. I had a fantastic time. And then I came out in 1988. And then I trained as a financial advisor in London. So I've had a massive journey. And over that time, I've learned a lot. And now I want to share with others because I think that that's important.
I think you're right. It is. It's definitely important. And so what drives you, Joe?
Well, during my life, I've had several challenges, and at each time I've had the challenges, I've decided, well, is success or failure? Which one should I go for? So you come to a forking road and you think, well, I've looked at failure and I've experienced failure as well in business and relationships. So I've actually worn a T-shirt, watched the film, and then, instead of just carrying on down that road of failure, I thought, hang on, there's something else, because this success looks quite good, because I can see other people having success, and it looks really good. And there's different levels of success as well. There's financial success, emotional success, social success, and no matter what knocked me, I decided to get up. And I suppose it goes back to my parents, really, the way they brought me up, because I remember coming home from school and I'd had a tough day, and my dad just said, go back, sort it out, and you're on your own. I was only 7, but that really had a big impact on me and taught me that you have to fend for yourself, because at the end of the day, a lot of the time you are on your own. And then when I joined the military, I remember my sergeant in training said to me something that I won't repeat now, but it was words to the effect that you're not going to get any sympathy. And I thought, right, okay. And at the time, I felt it was quite harsh. And now as I look back, they were probably two of the most important times in my life, to show that, you know, if you improvise, adapt and overcome, there's always a way. There is always a way. And that's what drives me, just to find that way for success and help my clients achieve that success, because that gives me an amazing amount of reward, just to see someone go from A to B, and I lead them. And you know, the definition of a leader is to be able to take someone to somewhere that they wouldn't have got if you hadn't have been there. And I love that. I love to be able to empower people to do what they're really capable of.
Sounds great. I can't wait to hear you speak. Just before we talk about that, actually, and why people should come down to hear you speak, I also want to introduce to people the fact that you are CEO of a charity called Sanctuary for Veterans.
Yes.
That's the chosen charity for our event. So can you talk to us a little bit about the Sanctuary for Veterans and what that's all about?
Yeah, I thank you. I'm really honoured to have Sanctuary for Veterans as a chosen charity. So thank you. And you know, I was in the military, as you know, and I'll be talking about my story on the day. At this point, I'll just say I had an incident in the military, and from that incident came a few challenges that were, I suppose, tough. And after that, I was fortunate enough to, again, at the fork in the road, success, failure, and I chose success. And it wasn't immediate success, you know. There were a lot of humps and bumps in the journey on the road to success. So I decided that, you know, these guys who are getting killed in Afghanistan with IEDs, that's absolutely tragic. But from my experience in the military, I also knew that IEDs, improvised explosive devices, aren't necessarily designed to kill you. They're designed to maim you, because then when they maim you, your buddies come in to rescue you. So the enemy have got more of a target to get. So I know that there are a lot of injuries, and I didn't want any soldier, airman, or Navy guy, sailor, to have to go through the same as I did without support. So I founded the charity Sanctuary for Veterans, and we've finally got planning permission now and met all the building conditions to build 23 lodges and a transformation centre, which is brilliant. It's in rural Cheshire, rolling countryside. It's gorgeous, near 1 mile away from Moulton Park, and I just can't wait to get it done. It's amazing.
Fabulous. And you were telling me the other day about your longer term, larger vision for the charity. Do you want to share that with us?
Yes. Well, you see, because I've been in business since 1988, and the time's broken a bit because I went back into the military in a TA, but remained a businessman. And I've met an amazing network of business entrepreneurs, yourself included. And what I've determined is that, you know, these guys, when they get out, they often feel useless, you know, destitute, as though life can't go on. And from the engineers, we used to say regularly, build a bridge and get over it. You know, because the sympathy's not going to do it for you. What is going to do it for you is get up and get on with it. And if you've lost a leg, yeah, okay, maybe lost 2. I've got one guy who's lost 2 legs and part of his arm, and he's a brilliant person, you know. And what he's achieved, he's a motivational speaker. He does all sorts, and he's away in Florida now playing golf. So you can do whatever you want, and the object of it is to work with businesses, you know, because working with businesses, business entrepreneurs, people, small businesses, large businesses, we can make a big difference, because when you take on these guys, not only do you empower them and give them a sense of fulfillment, they've got massive life skills like punctuality, loyalty, discipline, work under pressure, work on their own or work in a team. And you know, those life skills, you don't leave school with them. Most guys who come out of the military do. That's not to say that everyone is a shining star, because you get the good and not so good in everything. But by and large, they're great guys, and guys being men and women. I use the term which is non-gender specific, and I know some fantastic people, and I want to start to develop a relationship, a massive relationship with industry professions to make a big difference, a massive difference throughout the UK.
That sounds fantastic.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the best with that, and obviously any support we can give you, we will.
Thank you.
Just going back to the seminar on the 1st and 2nd of October in Manchester, why do you think people should come and hear you speak?
Well, if you want to change your life, you're listening to this now. If you want to change your life, right, the 90 minutes I will give you, in 90 minutes, I cannot give you all the secrets in the world to success, but I want to share with you some of them, which can change your life on that day, because you will leave the seminar, the 2-a-day event, especially with sharing the stage with some other great people as well. You will leave this event with massive life-changing experience. This can be the first day of the rest of your life when you can put your stake in the ground and say, yeah, this is my journey to success. It starts now. I'm going to do something. I have decided that there's no more procrastination. There's no more looking back at the past and saying, oh, that didn't work and that didn't work. This is creating your future, looking to the future and just getting it on and leaving so empowered, so fulfilled and so determined to succeed that success is inevitable.
That sounds brilliant. So tell us, why are you speaking at the event, Joe? What do you want to achieve?
Well, what I want to achieve, if one person, just one person, leaves our event, right, and feels, yeah, I can do this, and if they leave with the resources to start the journey and look at the life and look at what they're doing and where they are, measure where they are now, where they want to get to, and then start to design a plan of how they're going to get there, I'm complete. My job is to help people transform their lives. And what I do suggest as well is that they bring a notebook and pen, because I'm going to be throwing loads of ideas at them.
Fabulous. Well, I think the Chamber, bless them, are supplying notebooks and pens, so just in case you forget yours, there will be some available.
That's brilliant. Fantastic.
So anything else you want to add to that, Joe, or shall we leave the rest for the event itself?
Well, I'd love to share more of the stories, but I don't want to take you. I don't want to steal my thunder on the day. What I will say though is, if after you've listened to this, just take a blank paper, get your pen, draw a line down the middle of the paper, and do pros and cons of your life. Where you are, what's good, what's not so good, and how you would like to change it. And just spend an hour in a room on your own, no distractions, no computers, no phones, nothing, no TV, just an hour. If you have to get up an hour earlier, get up an hour earlier. Get up at 4 o'clock, like I did this morning, right? Because you can do it. And if you say you can't, you haven't got time, make time. And I tell you, that will be a brilliant exercise for you. And when you come on the day, you'll already have started your journey. That makes my job easier.
Fabulous. Great suggestion, Joe. Well, just to run by the details again for you, magneticbusiness.co.uk. It's on the 1st and 2nd of October, starts at 2 o'clock on the 1st and runs through till about 4 o'clock, 4:30 on the 2nd. The speakers for the day are covering Miles and Sammy, as Joe mentioned, are covering branding. I will be talking about how to hire the exact right people in your business, first time, every time. We've got Andy Preston, sales guru, international speaker. He's most of the time in Dubai and South Africa nowadays, but very fortunately we've secured him for the event. We've got Richard McCann, who I've mentioned before, and Richard is the son of the first Yorkshire Ripper victim, Wilma McCann. So his story is also very inspiring, and if you can overcome that, you can overcome pretty much anything, I think. And then we also have John Hatauka, who is achievement thinking specialist, lost 7 stone in weight a few years ago based on his achievement thinking model. And he's also a member of the Magic Circle, so a bit of magic gets thrown into his speech, which makes things interesting. And we've got Robert Rowley, because Robert is a renowned international speaker in his own country, Slovenia, and he's coming over to speak to us about personal finances, because one of the problems that we all face in this country is that pension is not really enough to live on, not in any sort of comfortable way anyway. And most of us do not have enough provision. And Robert will give you some tips on how to sort that out. So we've got a fantastic lineup, including the lovely Joe, and we really hope you can make it. And in order to encourage you to make it, and for coming along to this webinar, we'd like to give you a discount code to put in at the checkout. So when you go and check out the event at magneticbusiness.co.uk, click on Get My Tickets, and in the checkout, put in the code JOC for Joe O'Connor, JOC, the number 4, MBS, Magnetic Business Seminar. So JOC for MBS in at the checkout, and it'll give you a 25% discount. So Joe, thank you very much for being with us today. I've really enjoyed speaking to you. Can't wait to hear the full story at the event.
Thank you, Carol. Magnificent, and have a great day.
You too. Bye everybody, till next time.